Hello kitties, welcome to Mr. D's 9th grade AP World History Modern Google Classroom page. In today's lesson, I'm going to show you how to navigate this page. I'm going to show you how to find your homework, how to navigate a homework portal, and how to use video, text, slides, and supplementary materials to actually fill out the graphic organizer to complete your homework. So let's take it away. This is the front stream of my Google Classroom page, okay? So, when you come here, you see the front stream. The only thing that you notice on the front stream are homework assignments. That's all you'll ever find on the front stream. That's where you find your homework for the week. The homework per week is typically 3 topic portals and a AP College Board quiz. So, where do I find all the information, Mr. D? Well, you always have to go, if you follow me at the top of the screen, classwork. Classwork is where you find all of the topics, all of the materials. Now we scroll down on the left-hand side, all topics. This is where you need to be all year long. This is how you find what you need when you need it. So, numbers 1 through 11 are all resources. They're not homework resources. They are skills resources. So topic 1, you have your course guide. Topic 2, you have the exam description at the end of the year. Topic 3, you're going to use for your own plan of reflections on scores and how to change behavior. Study skills, test strategies, writing skills, quick reference chart is essential for you to have these documents. Some AP online links. Your summer assignment was number 10, right? Number 11 is the College Board link, and here we go. Units 1 through 9, Unit 10 being your exam study review for the year. So this is where you need to live. Units 1 through 9 are the 9 units that we're going to cover this year. If you click on Unit 1, you see here 1.1 developments in East Asia. For all of these units, it's a glitch in Google Classroom. When you click on a unit, what you actually have to do is scroll to the bottom of the unit and it'll refresh. And when you scroll back up to the top, this is the real beginning. Unit 1 Global Tapestry. So make sure you do that every time you click on a unit, no matter what unit you're on. So to repeat myself, click on the unit and then scroll all the way to the bottom of the page to refresh the page, and it loads all of the assignments, okay? This is Unit 1, the Global Tapestry. What you have here are all links and attachments, which are an introduction and a review of the entire unit. This is not mandatory, this is supplementary for you. And they're wonderful, especially if you're a visual learner, or if you like to break things down into graphic organizers or boxes, or if you want an alternative text, it's all here for you. So you have a time grid, people to know, key concepts, periodization, extra vocab, an alternative reading, and a lot of infographics. Let me show you what it'll look like when I dive in. Here's your time grid. You can see what is going on from the period 725 CE to about 1450 CE. All over the world, the major civilizations, the major activities, what civilizations and activities overlap, and that's where the skills and analysis come in. So in the Middle East, East Asia, Europe, Africa, South Asia, Latin America, North America, Oceania, which they call Australia, and Indonesia or Southeast Asia, and you can see from the time moving down, you can see which civilizations overlap and what's going on, and that is an introduction to how they interact. Okay, so we also have people to know. So you can click on this, and these are the major figures I need to know for Unit 1. Okay, you also have your in review of the whole unit. Fantastic reviews of these key concepts, which you have to know all year long. So these key concept reviews, these graphic organizers broken down into boxes, are very precise, very succinct, and they're great for studying for an exam, Okay, you also have your periodization where they tell you the beginning of the time period, the end of the time period. You can see what changed and during the major civilizations, and you try to find that continuity, what's the same. You also have additional vocabulary, so you can really master your vocabulary words. You also have an additional reading, and the additional reading comes from one of the study guides, one of the short study guides of how to earn up to a 5 on the exam. And they tell you what to stay focused on, and they give you all the major concepts that you need to know in an alternative reading. What you also have here is the Freemanpedia page, which is wonderful because these are all of your topics for Unit 1, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. So if you click on the topic, they give you a lot of supplementary materials in which you get an array of videos, art that you need to know, extra vocabulary, extra readings, famous documents that might show up as primary documents on the exam. This is all supplementary. It's not mandatory, but it's for you to decide how deep you want to dig and how much you want to master the material. Okay? So this is for all of Unit 1. Now I'm going to scroll underneath. I also gave you extra videos for Unit 1. These are all topic-based videos and review videos. So this first video here, here's a whole unit review. All the way on the bottom is another unit review. On the right, that's a 9-minute big idea, contextual unit review. But then within that, there are other videos. If you want to learn about Islam and politics, if you want to learn about the Mongols, or if you learn about feudal Europe or disease around the world at that time, the bubonic plague, these videos are great. They come from Crash Course, Khan Academy, Heimler's History. They're all highly rated, informative videos that have credibility and validity that can help you better understand this information. Okay? So this is not mandatory. This is for you to use at your own discretion. Mr. D, what is mandatory? Your homework. So let's see if you looked at this, let's say the homework September 9th to the 17th. And it's a little more than a week for the first 3, and you don't have to begin this yet. You wait for school to begin. Here's our first topic, 1.1 developments in East Asia, 1.2 developments in Dar al-Islam, the Islamic world, and 1.3 South and Southeast Asia, what's going on at that time. And then you would take the College Board quiz, multiple choice quiz from those 3 topics. So let's look at topic 1.1, developments in East Asia, 1200 to 1450, in order to complete our homework. Okay? Now, in order to do that, you're going to come over back to the Google Classroom page. We're in Unit 1 still, and here's what you're going to see. Unit 1 homework, all graphic organizers. When you click on this, it's going to open up the graphic organizer for all 6 of the Unit 1 top homework topics. And to complete 1.1, you would only have to complete the section identified as 1.1. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this will open up and you will see 1.1. So you have to go active read this, look at the vocabulary, watch the video, fill out the graphic organizer. And once you get to the bottom, now you see 1.2. This is the second 1.2 of the 3 assignments. So it's all inside one big list of graphic organizers for Unit 1. And you can see 1.3, 1.4, it goes through them all. So you can see that, okay? Now, underneath this Unit 1 graphic organizer for all the topics, you can see 1.1, developments in East Asia. These are the materials you use for the first graphic organizer, 1.1. This is how you complete your homework. So for that first section of this Unit 1 graphic organizer, 1.1, you're going to watch this video, 6 minutes, and you're going to add big ideas into the graphic organizer, bullet points. This is big context, okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to read a snapshot of the textbook, the AMSCO reading, and you're going to take the sections of text out of this and you're going to place them in bullet points inside that graphic organizer. Once you complete that, you're going to review using Quizlet, and there's some vocabulary words and concepts, more than words. Some are questions, some are words, some are concepts, and they're in the form of flip cards, flashcards. And you would review to see what you know and what you don't know. So what you don't know, you go back and review again. And then once you do that, the last piece is optional. East Asia, this is Freemanpedia. If you want to go further and you really want to gain a depth of knowledge to really understand the details, you can go in here, and this is supplementary. This Freemanpedia is not mandatory, but this is for you to take it a step further if you want, okay? The last piece that is mandatory is you go into Albert and you take the multiple choice challenge for this section, which is usually 3 to 5 multiple choice questions. Albert will tally your score and keep your score by skill and level of difficulty for every multiple choice question you answer, for every topic, for every unit all year long. So we can go to Albert and look at where you are successful and where you need extra studying. All right, so let's take a look at the entire section of 1.1 Developments in East Asia for homework. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do before we watch our video or read our text or check what we know through Quizlet or Albert, the first thing we need to do is open up this graphic organizer, and we need to do some active reading and understand the themes, the lesson objectives, and the more specific historical developments. Once we get a grasp on that, we can go back and look at the video and the text and pull information out and try to analyze and understand. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do when you look at your graphic organizer, we have to do some active reading. We have to take a look at the themes of each homework assignment. We need to look at the lesson objective, what you need to accomplish. We need to look at the historical developments, the specific pieces of drama that unfolded during that time period, in that time, and that place. And we're going to active read them. We're going to get ready to introduce to ourselves what to focus on when we watch the video and when we read the documents. So let's take a look. We're talking about topic 1.1. Where are we? We're in East Asia. What does that mean? China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. What's the drama? What's going on in China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam from 1200 to 1450 CE? Well, first we got to take a look at the theme. What is the general theme? So we're going to focus on governments in China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. All right? And what do they want us to do? They want us to explain the system of governments employed by Chinese dynasties. So now a little more specific, we're talking about Chinese governments. Let's get even more specific. Historical developments. We need to understand the governments in China, is specifically the Song dynasty, and how they used imperial bureaucracy, or a system of offices, and management, and Confucianism, a spiritual belief system and a way of life. How did they use that to manage people? What else do we need to know in our homework? So we would highlight the second theme, cultural developments and interactions. So what do they want us to do here? Explain the effects of Chinese cultural traditions over time. Well, what traditions are they talking about? Let's look at the developments or the drama. Filial piety, respect for one's elders. Neo-Confucianism and Buddhism. We need to understand the topic of Buddhism and the branches of Buddhism. And that answers this question, the effects of Chinese cultural traditions over time. Finally, you would highlight the third thematic is economic systems, money, and business. What are the effects of innovation on the Chinese economy? Their inventions. How did they affect business? Let's take a look. We had free peasant and artisan labor. We have all these technological innovations. Champa rice, the Grand Canal, porcelains. These are the concepts that you need to further develop and understand as you watch the video and you read from the text reading. All right, so this would all be highlighted and color-coded the way that makes you feel comfortable. All right, now you move down to the vocabulary section. All you're doing is reading this to introduce yourself, terms and concepts that you need to be familiar with when you're watching the video and when you're doing the text-based reading. Okay, so you can take a look at these definitions and you can right underneath retype them, short, sweet bullet points in your own words, or you can just read them. It all depends on your level of commitment, and all I'm saying is as long as you know and understand them. And once you introduce yourself with these terms, let's start. Heimler's History's Big Ideas. We would take a look at the video, and what we would do, 6-minute video, I would pause it every time you hear a big idea, and after watching the video, this is how many big ideas I came up with, highlighted in blue. And here is the number one thing that I'm going to walk away with, the number one idea or concept. And now I have some big ideas I can work with. All right, now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. All of these topics right here, these historical developments, we need to understand them in more detail. So now we're going to come back and we're going to fill out our lesson objectives. Our lesson objectives are from the top. Government. Here's a reminder. What do we need to do? Explain the systems of government employed by the Chinese. Oh, I have to go back up here. Government. Explain the systems of government employed by Chinese dynasties and how they developed over time. So here I would type dynasties and how they developed over time. Cultural developments. Explain the effects of Chinese cultural blank. Now I come back up here. Remind myself. Explain the effects of Chinese cultural traditions over time. And I would type that over here, traditions over time. Okay? And I would do the third with economic as well. I'd scroll up. Now I've reminded myself of what I specifically need to answer. Let's get to it. We take a look at early dynasties. They're informing us. The Shang became before them, and there's an accomplishment. The Zhao came before the Song. Here's an accomplishment. The Qin, one of their accomplishments, legalism. The Han, one of their accomplishments or two. The Sui, the Tang, and now here we are, the Song dynasty. Now we need to break it down and understand aspects of the Song dynasty. So as we take a look in the reading, throughout the entire reading, as you read, you're looking at accomplishments, the good, and problems, the drama. Every time you come across something that had a positive impact, you can infer that it did, you put it under an accomplishment. Problem, you put it under the problems. Bullet points only, never full sentences. Okay? And that's continual as you read. So now we take a look at our grid. Very easy to fill out as you read. So we first look at, this is an introduction, this first paragraph right here. And if there's something inside that paragraph that you don't have in the big ideas, you can add it to the big ideas. Once we come back over here, government developments in the Song dynasty. So now we got to look. Song dynasty social structure, cities. Taxes, tribute, government, bureaucracy, government, meritocracy, okay, metal, gunpowder, and guns, foreign trade, inventions, and cultural developments. That's what we're looking for here. Right away, we see government, bureaucracy, meritocracy, and here they are, bullet points. Now we come through, here's a map, get to know the map. You can even take screenshots and add that into this graphic organizer. Economic developments. Now we're looking at the Grand Canal, gunpowder, agricultural productivity. So you can find that here. Inventions. You can put the gunpowder under here, or I'm sorry, under gunpowder and guns. Economic development. So now these are all related to economics. So you can fill things in under trade, under inventions. Anything had a positive impact, come back up here and bullet point it under accomplishments. Okay? Now we're coming down to the part where it says social structures. So you can choose to try to fill this out. If you get too confused, you could fill it out later during my teacher lecture in class. We come through this part, manufacturing and trade. Look, manufacturing and trade. songs, foreign trade. Proto-industrialization, you can put under trade or inventions. And moving down, taxes and tributes on the left, you have your taxes and tributes box on the right. Social structures in China, here we are on the left. Now we've made it to social structures in China on the right. You see how this flows? Very easy to figure out. China's class structure and the role of women on the left, the role of women on the right. Then we're talking about intellectual and cultural developments. You come back up here and you have song cultural developments. Here's your box for song cultural developments, and inventions, intellectual developments. Okay? Reading and poetry, right? Look on the left, religious diversity in China. Scroll underneath, look on the right, religious diversity in China, bullet points. Okay? And that's how we complete this document. Underneath, let's compare the impact of the song on Japan and Korea and Vietnam. On the right, take a look on the left. Comparing Japan, Korea, and Vietnam, the impact from the song on them, okay? And you can see how it runs through. And then when you're done, they're gonna ask you to contextualize, use the big ideas. Contextualize the Song Dynasty using your big ideas. If you need help, the reading right here will help you how to do that. And then finally, when you're finished, you come back to your graphic organizer, and these 3 boxes are the 3 learning objectives from all the way up here. And now you're gonna attempt in bullet points or complete sentences to answer the learning objectives. Once you finish that, you've completed the graphic organizer for topic 1.1 under Unit 1, East Asia. Now, you would go back and you would take a look at the Quizlet to see what you know and what you need to look over. If you want to dig even further out of interest or out of commitment to master the information, you go back to the Freemanpedia and you can watch videos to better understand. Finally, you click on the Albert to take the quiz. Okay, so you can see. You would come back here and now you finished the graphic organizer. So you would take a look at Quizlet to see what you know. You click on it and you can run through it to see what you don't know, right? And when you're done with that, if you want more information, East Asia, and take a look. This is Freemanpedia. Again, this is not mandatory, but it really helps. Here's an infographic that shows you trade patterns, the location of dynasties over time, okay? People you should know, terms that you should know. If you click on it, it gives you definition of the term. And look at the videos that help you understand Champa Rice video. How to memorize all China's major dynasties. The Song Dynasty, all about the Song Dynasty. Gunpowder. Taoism, Buddhism, Confucianism. 15th century mariners and explorers, medieval China. Marco Polo. China's compass, some innovation. The Silk Roads, trade. The Mongols' interaction, building the Great Wall of China, the history of Japan. 5 documents that might show up on the exam. You understand the importance of them. And 5 art pieces to know that might show up on the end of year AP College Board exam. If you click on the link, it will tell you all about the art pieces. All right, so this is great supplementary material to help you master all aspects of what can come up on the end of year AP test in order to earn the score that you want to get college credit. Okay, so this is how you complete one topic section of a unit for homework. When you're done with all the topics of the graphic organizers in Google Classroom, you click Turn In and you turn in your graphic organizer, and that's where I take a look for completion to grade your homework. I hope this helps you understand how to navigate Google Classroom. I hope this helps you understand how to look at a unit of topics inside Google Classroom. I hope this helps you better understand how to complete your homework by looking at a video, looking at text reading, extracting information, and filling out a graphic organizer. I hope this helps.